heart, but took a U-turn, 'cause the light made my skin burn. Time after time, guess I need to say sorry. Been treating me poorly. Believe that's not story. I'm not gonna stand there, say undefeated, 6 feet underground, I bury my demons, yeah. I'll sing it. Broken and bruised, but I'm never beaten. 6 feet underground, I bury my demons, yeah. Yeah, this is a funeral in the dark, drawing cold blood, hide away. Am I scared of the thing I'm trying to fight? Cross my heart, but took a U-turn, 'cause the light made my skin burn. Time after time, guess I need to say sorry. Been treating me poorly. Believe that's not story. I'm not gonna stand there, say undefeated, 6 feet underground, I bury my demons, yeah. I'll sing it. Broken and bruised, but I'm never beaten. 6 feet underground, I bury my demons, yeah. Yeah, this is a funeral. And my funeral. Be here, but I'm here. I've been trying to fight the demons in my mind. I'll prevail with every battle if I'm right. Guess my aim was off, the target's out of sight. Would I be better if I left it all behind? 'Cause we could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way. We could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way, we could find a way. Find another place where we can just escape. We could find a way.
Hello, everybody. Marius. Good morning. Welcome. Well, congratulations on your first. Bubbles, hello. Oh, I suppose Bubbles, hello from the other room. I need to just edit this. So today, I need to do some bug fixing. Fantastic. Right, now, so today we're going to be working on some bug fixing. Because we've got the game on Steam, or we've got the game. Because what I did last week is I got the whole loop working, so you can win, you can lose, and I got a build onto Steam, so that we can actually download and play the game now. And in doing that, when Bubbles gave it a play last night, I realized, boy, there are some fun bugs. So I need to go through that list and sort of clean that out, and then I'll start working on other things. Because I feel like that's a good idea that the game is at least somewhat playable. I mean, it's technically playable at the moment. It just uses, you know, there's like the wrong map. Actually, I can show you the list of bugs. That's the current bug list from just putting it on Steam. So there's a bit of work to do. It's kind of hysterical, I'm not gonna lie. Is that all working? It looks like that's working. Let's put that on there. How are you doing today, Marius? Are you well? It was a quick week. I don't know about everyone else, but for me it was a super quick week. Right, let's do this. Alright, let's start with a new game. Takes you back to the main menu instead of the first level. Actually, no. Meowdy, Senor Atomic. Meowdy. Let's go load. That one, level select. This one. So this uses what exactly? I'm not home right now, but I'm losing. But I'm not losing my streak. Nice. How was your week? Did you have a good week? Even if it's only a two-stream streak. Nice. Boring uni shit. Oh, fair. Aren't you in London this week? Didn't you say you were in London? It's my boyfriend's BF. It's my BF's birthday. Nice. So this is okay. So that's why that one's broken. So what we're going to do? Oh, Germany next week. Let's change this to that, and go back and set this to that. Why that broke? But okay. So that should now be the correct one. And then this, we can just say it is on. Make a test map 5. I think that's probably the best option. Because what I need to do is actually see if you can finish level 1 and go to level 2. So let's do that as well. Test map 5. That one. Level. Wait. Multi-lane level spawn data. There is no level spawn data. So. What's this one? And then save that. That should all work. So now if we press play, we go settings. Okay. Settings menu is a little broken. Ooh, you can't go back into the settings menu. Okay, there's another bug. Can't go back into settings after closing settings. Smiley face there. This is getting actually out of main menu. We can at least do that. Start, select, play. Okay, so that works. Good. So we can mark that one is done. Which was first level has incorrect map. There we go. So that one's done. One bug done. Making good progress. We already completed one bug for the day. So now I can actually test this map. There's another thing that I need to do. Something that Bubbles actually mentioned that I didn't realize is being able to move the camera by like moving it to a different position in the screen. So like if I move my mouse here, it should actually move up, which was a good one. So you can basically play left-handed, right-handed. The other thing I need to do, it's not technically a bug, but it is a feature that I want to add. Feature, which is the ability to see the enemies through objects. See enemies through objects. Oh, another thing that I changed last night was I changed the size of the health bars. They're a lot thinner. Even today, I wonder if they're too big. And the numbers that come off actually come off a bit higher, so they're a bit easier to see. I just need to fix their orientation, which still annoys me. There's a bit of bugginess in that. Let's add 4 missile towers. Will they be able to kill them before they get to the end? I actually don't know. I think what we must do with the missile towers, I don't know why they're still shooting. Oh, because the next wave comes. If the missile doesn't have a target, it should just hit the last. It was basically. So if missile doesn't have. If the missile's target is dead, explode at. Explode at ground location. Where that's more of a add that and ignore it. We're not going to do that anytime soon. Looks so funny. They're just like raining missiles from the sky. It's actually. Oh, did you see that little quick 360? I actually don't think I'm gonna change that because it actually does look kind of cool. Like it's gimmicky, yes, but it looks. I think it looks quite cool for the game. I think the reason I don't have the mouse thing in is trying to debug that in editor is horrible. I mean, I could just launch it from the other one, can't I? But I do want to see, so now we can start next wave. That start next wave button is not apparent enough. The other thing that I need to do is actually set up enemies' health. Set up enemies all spawn on the same HP. We should probably fix that. Oh, now we get this because this is related to tick. Oh, that's another bug that I found is the way I'm spawning them is really bad. Actually, no, the way I'm moving them is really bad because it's tied to tick. So when this runs at 140 frames per second, it is super, what do you call it? They move super fast. Oh, there's no ways those are gonna not die. I guess we've lost because that size is just too much. Actually, let's see. If they kill all of that, oh no, they do too much damage. Fantastic. So that worked, which is good. I want to commit that. I need to fix the laser tracking. And let's fix new game. I think when you press new game, it should actually. Let's open the main menu. Main widget. So EP main. And I want the widget. Widget EP main menu. Which one is the top? So there, main menu items, load. It's that, and there's settings. Settings is its own tower menu. This is another page I need to fix. I don't even know it existed. Towers. Okay, so main menu. Let's edit that. Then when we press new game, what does that do? Why did you edit the button? One click does what? Pull new game button. Pull the click new game button. Does that get dealt with up here? Thank you for the fart, Hexic. I appreciate the fart. Fart was super loud and I jumped on my skin, but you know, it was good. Thank you for that. On open switch new game. So we get that, which does that. Get first level, open level by name. Ah, okay, so it does actually do what I wanted. Get first level, so we actually don't want to get the first level. What we want to do... I wonder how we do this. We have a reference to the load menu and the select level menu. So I'm wondering if it's just better to get it from there. So I don't have like 15 different sources all over the place. I think let's try that. Let's give that a try actually. We can query this one over here. Where are you? Not that one. Select level. The select level already has this select level data, which is inside of it. So let's add a function. So where your functions are. Get first level. So that will take the... Is this the game instance? Event graph. It's not what I want. Where are select level data? That's what I want. So select level data. Get. Then let's just copy this, that, not that one, this one, move it to the end, so I'm working on, get that, get. So those are the row names, so we get the first row name, which is indexed 0. That's going to give us what? That gives us... That's all the row names. That's the first one, so we want that. There. And then we want to break that, and what are we actually wanting? I suppose we just return... Actually, why is this not just loaded? So set level name, set multi-lane, see, we've got create the widget, which is fine. Oh, that's just setting all the information. Set level complete. Should show level as unlocked. Set unlocked. That's the map image. That does that. Where is the on play? Oh, yeah, we can just expose this. So on play, we do that. Open level 1M. So we can just expose this. So on play, we'll collapse that actually into a function. That's into a function. We'll call that. Let's rename that to open level 5. This will just be open that. Selected index. I actually want to take you out. I want you to be the input to this so that I can expose you externally. We're going to return. Return. Can I have a return node, please? Return. Anyway, I have to dip. Thank you very much for stopping by, Hexic. Have a fantastic day. Wish your boyfriend happy birthday. What's this? This is the integer, and this is going to be selected. Spell it wrong, delete it. That goes in there, back under. Go, those two are connected. So that's done for there. Now we can rename you. Select, just call it fix. Save that. Go back to the event graph. Go selected index there. Don't know why you have an output. Let's delete the output. Go back. That's fine. Why are you unhappy? Outrow's undetermined. You are a function called get first level. We don't actually care about that. Compile you, we save you. Then we go back to the main menu and top one. So instead of doing get the game instance, get the first level, do all of that, we can delete that. We can take the select widget, get, and call open level by index and give it 0. I am much happy with that approach. That works much better. So play, pause, main menu, start, new game, takes us there. That's fixed. Let's commit. Actually, what I'll do is let's do this. We'll open GitHub and we'll disable everything and we'll put this in. So fix that. That's done. That. Just call it bug fixes, and we'll add that one and that one. That one. That no. That no. That no. That no. That no. And we can add that as well. So we'll just instead of having like 5 notes, we'll just add one, and then we can just keep doing it that way. Okay, let's look at the laser doesn't stop tracking. So for that one, what happens is put a laser down, we press start. I would also like to get the laser to turn, but it's no good. We'll start tracking, which is fine. And then now, so now it's fine. So then what causes it? Let's try over there. Let's just put one down again. One thing I also noticed, and I don't know why, but in the shipped game, the texture for this is missing. Let's open laser. Happy Patcher Day, everyone. By the way, is your mic quieter than usual? It might be. It's very possible. Oh, actually, it does look to be a bit quieter than usual. I installed a new graphics card, so the... Actually, what I can do is just do this. So if I speak. Now, is that a bit better? Is that more in line with what it usually is? Hopefully that should be about correct. Because usually I speak where, so I've got a noise gate, but it should cap it out at about, still quieter than usual. It's showing that it's hitting about the orange, which is about where I usually try to keep it, so about there. So when I speak now, you see it's hitting there, which is usually about correct. Let me see if... Why didn't we do broadcast it? So I installed a new graphics card, so broadcast is a bit... Things are a bit weird now. Ugh. So there's Echo Remover Studio Enhanced Quality Simulate a high-end video recorder. It is lower there. Noise removal. Wait a minute. Which microphone is it using? That's correct. Let me see what the sound settings are. What's the new GTX card? The new GTX card is a 1490. So I went from a 3090 to a 4090. Actually, I wanted to check. Man, the video encoding that it's doing is next to nothing. It's half of what the 3090 was. Very nice. It is very nice. Does this have an effect? So if I speak like this, now Cytotomic is just speaking, and I do this, does it have any difference? Oh, it does. Let's keep it at about, okay, that's a bit high. Let's try that. Ooh, that's still too high. That should be about correct now. Hopefully that's better. Maybe a bit loud. But now I can bring this one down a bit. Hopefully that's now about right. Yeah, it's much better. Okay, cool. I realized the problem with having a 4090 is that I tried my game out last night as a package build and I got 144 frames per second, so I was quite happy with not much happening. But the issue with that is that the card that I'm testing on is way too high end for the average. But we'll see. Okay, so let's open the settings, because I'm guessing... Actually, let's open the laser tile, because I actually don't know where it is. But how has your week been, Crimson? It looks like you've done some really cool stuff. Is there actually nothing in this entire class? That's the one reason why I'm okay with having a 3060 Ti, since that's more in line with what the average player on Steam would have. Exactly. I find, because I also run stuff at 4K, because I used to have a 3070 and that really struggled with anything in 4K. It was able to do it, surprisingly, but it struggled a lot. The 3090 handled 4K absolutely flawlessly. I haven't actually seen much of a difference between the 3090 and the 4090, mostly because I haven't had anything that actually tests it. The thing was, the 4090 was a good card. I am very worried that I'll end up burning the card out because of, you know, the power issues. But other than that, it should be fine. What did I want to do? I was checking the enemy card. Did you have a good week? Did you do anything fun? I have been busy, as you said. Definitely made up a lot of lost time from being ill for the last week. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm still not 100% recovered, but close enough. Yeah, it almost seems like that last bit just takes, you know, too long to get over. Boom, hello. How are you today, Boom? Boom streamed so much this week. Didn't you have like an 11-hour long stream at one point? Because when I tuned in, you started streaming after, because I had a meeting, then I saw you just started streaming, so I joined, and then like I was going to bed and you were still streaming, and I'm like, what is happening? I use Cloud to make my blueprint into C++. Ooh, nice. Cloud is very good for that. I like Cloud. Rumor was I streamed for 20 hours, but I don't remember. Did you really? I like how you just won't stream for a while and then you'll just do bam 20 hours. It's like get wrecked. Oh, you don't show past broadcast. Damn. I now have health and damage systems working. I've done them into a way, into a combined component, because if something has health, it's going to be able to take damage. That's why I don't need an interface between two. Ah, fair enough. That makes sense. That's done. I wanted to look at the laser tower. The laser tower has a bug in here. How did you find doing the C++ room? Also, for the C++, are you using Visual Studios or Rider? Does your code editor look like mine, or does it look not like mine? What is all of this? Or debug collision. This is the widget component. Visual Studio. Did you install the Visual Studio helper function? There's like a helper thing for Unreal Engine. Because, for example, like with Rider, I can do this. If I go... what's a class that has a lot of view objects? Maybe Tau Utility? No. What was I working on last weekend? I was working on a class that had tons of them. Let's go Instance. This one. You see, with Rider, it tells me where stuff's being used, so you can see that nothing's currently implementing any of this. And if something is implementing it, so for example, get all unlocked towers is apparently used by one blueprint class, and then it'll tell me, oh, it's the widget blueprint tower button. And if I click that, that's exactly where it is. That's so cool. I never get tired of using that. I only got one C++ to work. I tried to convert 2 spaghettis. Well, if you get stuck, let me know. That's helpful. It is very helpful. Rider is very good at being able to... they've specifically developed stuff that integrates into Unreal Engine. That was kind of why they made Rider, is it C++. Well, actually, it supports C++ and supports C#, and they specifically made them to support Unreal Engine and what's that other one that people use? Unity, that's the one. I could also do So what are you going to work on next, Crimson? So that's cool. That we can close. Laser. Do I have a laser tower base class? And then, actually, I can do it from here, so I can show you. If we go here, we have a laser tower base class. We click that and opens it here. Hooray! Here you can see all the different... So I've set all of these properties, and we can see all the places that this is actually used, which is really nice. We can also... What I find helpful about this is sometimes you fill in these variables that need to be configured in the blueprint, but you don't always remember if you've actually set them. So from here, like, I know that, for example, I've actually set this property because it being a Niagara component, if I haven't set it and I do, that's fine because it doesn't need it. This will fail. That's why it's in an if block. Actually, this has to be put in place just because otherwise it will fail when you try and open the blueprint, because for some reason... No, wait, that's in the constructor. Never mind, ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's the Niagara system. That's the Niagara component. That's the impact. Now, what I want to know is where do I tell this to go and pew pew? I do it there. Where else? The other thing I like about Rider is I can go like this. My magic button. Control F or Alt F7. And now I can see all the places that this function, this variable is used. The best feature that I've come across. Next, I have to have a choice of either work on basic grenades or getting a health bar working so I can see how much health I have. For the health bar, it would be a mash of materials, so still no UMG. Oh, no UMG at all for the health bar? Would you not use... How are you going to display it? Are you just going to use like a sort of material render or something? So it's used there. So that's if we have it there. That's set the color parameter. Deactivate. So we call deactivate. So we've got a disable laser effect. When is that called? So the disable laser effect is can attack target. That's the accumulation time. Shouldn't this reset? I want to check something. UE log. I think there's a bug in here. Log temp warning. There we go. Boom, have you added Cloud to your IDE yet? You can get Cloud to code for you as well. Hope you have a good stream. Gonna lurk and co-work. Thank you, Conrad. I hope you work well and get lots done. Yeah, it's scale the material, and with text, I'll have a 3D text component on top of it. Okay, cool. Should be good. Now what we can do is rebuild this and see. I have a suspicion that this isn't working how I want it to work. So what I want to happen is that as the laser, with time, the laser starts low and then does max damage and then just caps off of that. But then if it switches to a new target, it'll do that. And then if it switches, it'll drop back down again and then do it again for the target and then keep doing the wavy wave as it's switching. Nope, I'm very noob. I like to leave it all in the browser until I like what I see. Fair enough. Then, so that is what, so I suspect this is what's currently happening, is it's not actually resetting it, because, let's see, do we ever reset this value? We set it to 0 when Oh, we do actually. So we do an attack. Old target is equal to this. DPS timer, accumulated timer. If the old target is equal to the laser target, then we do that. Otherwise, okay, we are resetting it. Then laser target get multiplied get damage multiplier, which is basically the result of the damage curve. We apply the damage, which is that, and then we increase the amount of damage done for tracking. Damage done. What I actually want to do... Damage done. Where does this come from? Oh, the base class. Let's call this stat damage done. Stats. I wonder if I want to actually make this a struct and keep all this together. Where's kills used? F7. I don't want that. We want it over here. F structs. Do I want to do that? Struct F our stats. Oh wow, what? Hello Arm, how are you? Now the stats gonna be, I guess it can just be this tower. Wait, we already have tower stats? Where is this defined? We've already defined this. So then why are we not using tower stats? Default name, damage done, kill counter. See? See? I did do that. So then let's break everything by going, why are you upset? You're not. Damage done. Let's delete that. We have F tower stats anywhere. We don't. Bernardo, hello. How are you doing? Damage done. I'm just getting set up with it. Nice. Exciting. So let's do this the way that's going to make this the most mad, which is going to be delete that and then go F stats. If tower stats like that. We'll delete that as well because that will make it very mad. Good, good. How's it going? Deep in the code matrix? Yes. I was trying to fix a bug that I came across and then looked at something that I set up months ago and realized I don't like how it's implemented and got sidetracked. I got my first build of the game onto Steam so that you can actually like download it and play it, which is super exciting. And that gave me this list of bugs. So good progress, good progress. The bugs everywhere. Wow, nice. Yeah, it's exciting. It did take me more time than I'd like to admit for how long it took to get it to actually the play button to work. Because I was updating the launch settings that you have in the partner page for Steam. I didn't realize you had to physically go through and publish, because I thought publish meant something completely different to what they meant. They were like, okay, yes, we're sending it out to the internet, but your game isn't like live publish, so I was avoiding it. So it took me a long time to realize that the reason I couldn't play my game and I kept getting the error was I had to click that little publish button. And after that, I was after solving that, I was both happy but also just a little bit sad. I also discovered something today that Node has authority is handy for constructing scripts, since with it you can make sure variables on a constructor are only set when you press play and on the editor. I didn't know that. That could have saved me a lot of headache. I don't blame you whatsoever. Steam platform is a crime. It is. It does something, because here's the thing, is when I uploaded a build of my game, that was just, that my computer just received instantaneously and I could download it, fine. But then, why is the setting that controls how you play that completely something that's like different, that you have to click publish in order for it to get to like all the clients? Like, why is the process different? So there was that. Also, I couldn't upload my game. I tried a few times and it kept crashing out. I eventually moved it to a different drive, launched it as administrator, and then it worked, and I was like, oh, okay, fine. One thing I don't like about the update process is it just shows your password in plain text while it's doing the whole thing, and I'm like, that's not safe. That, like, it's fine, but yeah, you gotta be very careful with that. It's something most people don't know about because Node is under networking, but people forget that with Unreal Engine, when you press play, any game, even a single player, is still running on a server. I didn't know about that. I thought, you see, to me, they were separate, so I had the distinguishment that was different. Really? It is, Bernardo, it is. I'd show you, but it literally shows your password. Because I was watching the logs yesterday, and I'm looking at this whole thing, and it's like, okay, it asks you for authentication with like your Steam app, and I'm like, why is my, like, what is that random set of characters over there? And I have a look, it's like, oh, that's my password. I'm like, oh, okay. I've yet to use the game upload process, as our first game was so tiny enough, I just uploaded through the website. You see, I didn't know you could do it through the website. I thought you had to do it through the tool. At the moment, without actually going through and marking which assets I do and don't want, or more specifically, which maps I do and don't want, my game download size is 1.1 gigs, which I'm not unhappy about at the moment, considering that I think Unreal Engine, as if you just take Unreal Engine, you take a blank project with nothing in it, and you just what do you call it? You just package that, you're at like 300 megs before you've even added a single line of code. That's just the minimum the engine needs. And considering that one of the towers in there, as you may know, is 250,000 triangles, I thought 1.1 gigs is fine for now. I learned that the get play character is a dynamic lookup. Get play character. What is that? You won't work. Get play. Where do you call that from? Play character. There's a dynamic lookup. Oh, this one. The dynamic lookup. So if you have something that you need to access it often, you should cache it on begin play in that actor. Returns the pawn of the player controller at the specific player index. Will return null if the pointer is not a character. Interesting. This wouldn't work for some of the stuff that I've set up. Fine. This will not include characters in remote clients. Will only be available player controller. You can state from the target game status. Can I open it? Apparently not. Ah, the more you know. I didn't know that, Crimson. That's pretty cool. I discovered something yesterday about weak and shared references, where if you pass in a weak reference to a weak pointer into a shared reference, it will convert it in place for you, which I didn't realize it was doing. Because I was just taking the variable types at their like core value, and then when I realized that, I was like, it makes sense, it's, you know, helpful, but it didn't solve the problem that I was having. And now I got distracted. So now there should be a whole bunch of stuff that's just broken. So this should just be... But this class is way too big. How is the... What is this? This is my tower actor class. It's just almost 300 lines of code. What? F tower info. No. Stats. That's what we want. So we want that. So this is broken here because we just need to return that. This is broken because we need to return that. Is it kills? It's kill counter. Kill counter. Then you should have a whole bunch of stuff that's broken. So this is damage done is going to be equal to tower stats dot damage done. It's probably an S in the end. Tower stats dot that's done, and that's just kill counter. Kill counter dot dot dot. Why is there 2 add kills? Eh? Control F7. Update kill counter, fine. But then what is this one? Add kill. Don't they do the same thing? Let's just rename this. It's very aggressive. So let's actually go and rename it. Shift F6. Is it that one? Increase kill counter. That. And Unreal should have done that everywhere for me. Tower interface increase kill counter. Projectile update kill counter. I don't know why we have 2. That's this one, which is the one that we actually want. So tower stats. Tower stats dot kill counter increase. We don't send the total kills as we are tracking these independently. Okay. Oh right, because this is this tower's, so these are separate because this is this value is the individual dual tower kill counter. It's not how you spell individual. INDIVIDUAL. Something like that. And then this is the global. This tower type kill counter. Okay. Fine. I learned all this stuff because I realized for my life leech to work, any actor that got hit would need a reference to the player character, and I only wanted that reference to be made at runtime during construction. The Has Authority made sure that and the learning about the player character will mean it's more performant whenever life leech is done. If the player character is getting life. Right, okay. That's pretty smart. I like that. Is the reason that it needs to have the reference to the player because it's the instigator? Or is it because it's getting the... Or was it actually just because it's the one that has to get the leeched life back? Now I wonder if anything else is going to be broken. There's also an issue with the radial decal. For some reason, if I change the selected target, we don't update the current one. Actually, let's add that to my bucket list as well. Range, decal, decal. So I spell decal, apparently. Sometimes doesn't go off when changing tower targets. It's because I'll do a check if the instigator is the player character, and if it is, then call the correct interface function on that character. So having that as a reference makes that a lot faster. Yeah, okay, fair enough. This it's not disabled decal. Oh, actually, we're not even the right class anymore. This should be the laser tower. So here, damage done is going to be tower stats dot damage done, which solves that. And we wanted to check the accumulated time is actually working when we switch, which I'm not sure we ever did. So press play, let's open the output log. Open the output, dock that somewhere. Okay, so let's press play now. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Start. Might work. Log temp warning. Pause. Oh, that is the value. 1516161617. But where 14 13 12 1? Does it ever get reset? There's 1 second. I mean, I guess it's currently shooting a target, so let's press play and switch. Okay, so attack damage taken 25, hit 75. Okay, that got to 3.5 seconds, which is correct. So that works correctly. So it is resetting. Okay, so that's resetting. Now, let me open Steam quickly. Let's see if it still does it. Dun, dun, dun. So select level, this one, play. Let's try something. Stats, stat dot FPS, that. It's only using 60 at the moment, but I am also running a stream, so maybe that's why. Let's actually have a look. What does the GPU look like? So let's press start. I don't actually want that one. This one. See, that's wrong. Let's put a laser tower here. Let's check. So that... Let's see, does it keep going? Yes. That's range is way longer than it should be. Actually, this tower should have a bit more, maybe a bit more range. We'll see. So technically it should never attack that, which it doesn't, which is good. But let's put a laser tower there, which should finish up everybody else. See there it's stuck now. Okay, so menu. Oh, we need to put a quit button on here. So on, where is the, so we've got this, we've got begin play, we've got the laser component, we've got the attack. How am I actually telling this that it needs to stop attacking a enemy? Disable laser, so that's can attack target. But what about if the target goes out of range? Because I think what this is doing is when the target goes out of range, it keeps going. Ah, okay, so can attack target. If the enemies, if the number of enemies in range is 0, we return. Or there is no laser target. Otherwise, we cast the enemy and we check, is it dead? Wait, there's a bug here. So, I'm gonna see what the bug is. This goes, are there any enemies in the enemies? Oh my gosh. In the range list. In the range list. Or no laser target, right? Which is fine. But that means there's a bug here. I'll be right back. Let's I'm gonna get some water while we have the ad break. I have returned. Right. So, Sukiras, hello, how are you doing? How was your week? So, are there any enemies in the range list, or are there no, or there's no laser target? But if there is an enemy, I'm just waking up. Nice. If there is an enemy in the list, so this list is, so we've got a situation where waiting on the coffee. Ooh, is it brewing at the moment? So let's say that this equals 1. Right? How goes? Not too bad, not too bad. I am fixing, so I got my game onto Steam. Well, I got the build into Steam. Technically, I've had the Steam page for a while. My download for the game was just empty. But I've now added that it actually has content. So I basically uploaded the latest build to it. And got that to actually launch through Steam, which is super exciting. That then led to a few bugs that I found, and then I asked Bubbles to play the game, and I got this massive list of shit's broken. Like there are some fundamental things that I'm like, damn, this shit's broken. Yay, content. Yes. So what is the music video you're releasing this week? Because now I'm expecting one a week at the rate that you're going. So yeah, basically there's a lot of bugs. I've got to fix a lot of bugs. Some of them are less relevant than others. Some of them are just annoying, and I'm just like, how am I going to solve that? No video this week. Got a commission, so I'll be working on that. Oh, fair enough. Is it a big commission? What is the commission for? Because yes, probably music, but I've now seen you do so many different things. It's like it could be for anything. I'm half expecting you to go, oh, it's carpentry, like, you know, just, not that I knew you'd done carpentry before, but it wouldn't surprise me. Foster check, thank you. Thank you, Tenebrion. Foster check, stretch. I'm gonna assume there's a hydrate coming. No hydrate? Ah, there we go. I should just make a new button where it just does all 3. And my stretch. I actually used to design and build sets for theaters, so yeah, I've done carpentry. Nice. Thank you to everyone, and welcome in. Okay, so this could work where, so if that's that, then it would go, but it has a target. It could carry on. In theory, what should happen is if this is 0, it should just return regardless of what that is. Actually, does it do that? If this is false, or that is... Wait, if this is true. No, it would do that. Oh. But yes, it's music commission. I don't really advertise or doing other things. Fair enough. That's exciting. Is it a lot of work? Is it like a soundtrack? Is it just a single song? Is it a jingle? So I suspect there's an issue here. Now, I was just thinking to myself, do we want this to be every frame? Because internally, I was thinking that wait a minute, where is the laser attacking? Because I understand it's doing this every tick. Can attack, update laser effect. Get damage multiplier, target, does that, it activates. Get damage multiplier, beam width. Where are you applying the damage? Here. can attack target. To me, this is wrong. How is this currently working? BRB, coffee is ready and I have to turn on the cat TV, aka open the window light. Oh, that's pretty cool. Small 1-minute song, but it's meant to follow a very specific story, so I've had to do some blocking to make sure I'm matching the action scene. Ah, fair enough. That's pretty cool. I think there's a massive bug in how this tower works. Like if I go laser tower, let's put it there and we click start. I want to see. So you'll start attacking the first one, right? So now. There. And you've already done a chunk of damage. Then. Are you doing any more damage? Yes. So then this tower has an attack speed, right? Laser tower. Do I set speed anyway? Is there anything? DPS timer. How's that used? If laser target, get damage multiplier thing. Cat TV on. Nice. Coffee acquired. It's very productive for you today then. 2 things done. Actually, funny enough, I put my cat by the window this morning because we were changing the sheets on the bed. And Cat TV just got her attention. She just sat there and just stared out the window for a while. Lila, Temptik! How are you doing today, Temptik? Rude. Where is... We have this log, which is log... It's logging on the blueprint stuff. Is Silent muted? Oh no, just very quiet. Is it that quiet? Because on OBS, it's showing that I'm getting up to... What am I hitting? I'm hitting like minus 10 decibels, which is quite loud. Because usually what I do is I try and keep it within the yellow. Quiet as in you were not talking. Oh, okay. Well. Because I know Crimson came in and said that I was also quite quiet and I had to adjust the sound. Because I got a new graphics card and that broke everything. I thought, oh no, new graphics card and everything will be fine because I haven't changed anything. The audio was wrong. The audio input was wrong. It couldn't find the screen display. Everything was just on fire. I explode now. Why? What did you eat? You can't just say that without more context, Temptik. Like, context, I explode now. Like, I have pixelated redeem. Is that on your stream? Oh, on your stream, right. Then everyone can make me more pixelated. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, stupid onboard GPU audio drivers fuck up everything. Yes. And Tequilos, you know what NVIDIA broadcast tells me? It just goes, you have to update your NVIDIA broadcast to be able to use this graphics card. And I'm like, okay, so I go to the website and I download NVIDIA broadcast. And I notice that when it's downloading, it has a little 1 next to it in brackets to indicate that it's the same version as the one that I currently have. But no, they couldn't, make it in such a way that it could it could just, you know, update itself when it saw a new graphics card and realize, oh, I need to use something different. No, they're just like, install it yourself. Bubbles! Doesn't even count all the Windows crap bulls. Lol. I'm just blaming NVIDIA. That script of yours is fast as fuck, boy. I want to do one thing. P. No, not P as in I want to go P, as in I need to. I'm pressing Control plus P. Oh. Is it enemy base? What does enemy base look like? Do you do custom installs for NVIDIA drivers? What do you mean by custom install? Generally, what I do is, if I have to update the driver, which I do very rarely now, unless something is actually broken because of how often the drivers break, I sometimes do it the custom clean, where it basically just removes everything and then installs it again. Is that what you mean? Well, yeah, but you also select what features to install. Sometimes it depends. I often, for a while, I was installing the studio driver from NVIDIA because I was finding that was more stable than the game driver, because they had to make it. They seemed to make it run better because people were doing production-based stuff with it, so they had to be like, actually make it a little bit more stable. So I found that the studio driver was often more stable than the game driver. I think I'm on the game driver at the moment. I actually don't know. I basically avoid updating my graphics card drivers just because they've been so unstable lately. The studio driver is definitely more stable because it's better tested. Yeah, so I do that a lot. Actually, I don't think you fully read what I did that causes me to explode. Probably not, no. And then you spammed me, so I missed that. Hold on, what did you say? Do that. Oh, you explode into pixels. Oh, right, so you become pixelated and then you explode into pixels. That's pretty cool. How are you doing that? So... let's do this, that does that, then it's level spawn this one, which is this one, which is enemy A. I actually need to set the health of these as well in there. Enemy A. B, C, D. Enemy A. Was it just enemy? Okay, so it's just BP enemy. Okay, BP enemy is A, B, C. Do I have it open? That's D. Yeah, but what's which one? If enough people redeem it, yes. Okay, so I need to go and spam that this week then when I'm on your stream. Imagine spamming that in chat and being like, well, why didn't you read my comments before the spam? Get him, chick. What the hell? That's 1 times 10. So if I go BP enemy manager, this one. Memory loss. Hello, how are you doing? does all of that. That sets the enemy state. Where I defined who's who in the zoo. Is it defined here actually? That's a prefix. No. Oh, it's a spawn manager. Spawn manager. Manager. How are things going? Pretty good. How about you? Spawn. Not you. What did I do since the last week? I got a server running with Team City. I finally got my Team City working, building Unreal Engine. It was actually quite simple to get it to build Unreal Engine. The biggest headache I had was to build for Steam. I have to have specific... basically, Steam wants the pack size to be done in a certain way, so I had to override 2 variables. But there is no easy way of doing that in Unreal Engine without modifying a piece of the source code. And then, for some reason, I don't know why, they still haven't allowed you to do that externally. So normally you can pass in arguments to be able to get that, which works fine. But for this one, they just haven't added the support for it. So the only way I could do it was to download the source code, edit the source code, build Unreal Engine, so that then when it actually ran the build to it, used the correct settings. That was like 4 nights worth of stuff to get those 2 settings to actually work. There's actually a ticket on Epic's log for fixing that exact problem, and I'm half tempted just to do it myself and submit it and see if it gets accepted, because it is super annoying that you have to download the entire source code, modify 1 line of code to build the entire engine again, so that when the Unreal build tool runs, it has the correct settings. But yeah, how's work been? Hold on, where's get pool? I should have a get pool here. Let's get the data table, modify that. The Steam SDK, yeah, needs Steam SDK, and I know we passed the game to the Steam SDK to generate the required structure for Steam. Yes, so that part is fine, but if you want like the updates, so basically the reason why you have to set up the block sizing for Steam is so, because Steam does like a hash where it compares what's at that block with what you currently have, so that you can basically have smaller updates. Well done on getting working. Let me know if you need anything else for Team City. At the moment, no, but I'll let you know. It took, actually, getting Team City to build Unreal Engine was relatively painless. Getting Team City to be able to copy the build from the build server to a network drive, surprisingly a lot of work. I eventually changed the build agent to not work under its own user. I just made it work under the admin user, because I was so tired of dealing with all the permissions issues. Because what I didn't know about Windows is if you as the sort of admin user mount a drive, the service things can't see it and can't use it like that. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. There was a lot of hair pulling. Like, it's actually not running. I mean, I could start the server and show you. I've got, I think, 70 builds that I've made. That's my bread and butter, copying around builds. I should have just come to ask you then, because it was such a nightmare getting that to work. And it's not like it's a complicated thing. It's just the Windows permissions are just, they're horrible. They're so horrible. But it's all working now. I set up a Perforce server this week for one of my friends, and I have less. I don't like Perforce. I don't like it even more. Surprisingly, actually, setting up the Perforce server really straightforward. Mostly. but I don't think I've ever spent so much time just like bashing my head against the wall for like, why is this not working? This should work by now. But yeah, how's your work been? I was actually on Discord last night, but you weren't on there. I keep saying to Bubbles, I need to come on more often than once every like forever. Could definitely help. Windows is a pain. Purpose is a pain too, but it's still better than Plastic's SMC from Unity. That's terrifying if you're saying it's better than that, because Perforce is just... It has no reason to be the industry standard with how bad it is. Yesterday, it complained that when I was trying to submit something, that one of the files was removed because I removed it when I was stashing something. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yes, it's removed because I removed it. Well, why not just do like GitHub does and just know that it's removed and then just be like, that's fine. You obviously didn't want this file. Like, that to me is more helpful than, oh no, you can't submit any of these changes now, because it was like 1,500 changes I was trying to submit because I was adding Unreal Engine, because you moved the P4 file. So I had to copy the P4 V file back in, submit it, and then delete it again. I was not impressed yesterday. I was just like, nah, bro. I actually need to speak to you about Zen server. I'll probably, if you're on Discord later, I'll probably speak to you about that, because I'm trying to, I've been thinking about if it's worth convincing my work to use it. What was I trying to do? I was trying to find out, how do I actually... I've got a... This is the enemy manager, handle next group, that spawns... Handle next spawn, that's fine. Oh wait, here, hold on. Handle next spawn. Enemies to spawn. Sounds good. I should be on later this evening. Okay, cool. I will catch you then. Why is this set like this? I love it when I set up the code and then I read the code and I'm confused by the code. That should be there. That should be there. Set enemy to start. Fine. Get data table. Then validates that. That wins. Damage the module. Fine. Spawn groups. Return enemy to pool. That's what I want. Ah, so you are the little bastard that I'm looking for. So that's the type. So that just requests the enemy. And then this one in my pool manager should request, so enemy manager goes to the pool manager and goes request enemy of this type. Here. So that goes and finds it in the pool. If it has it in the pool, it will return it. Otherwise it goes create new from a type. And it's the enemy list. So we're looking for enemy pool manager. So P enemy pool. How do you not exist? Enemy base enemy. Do. So we're looking for enemy list apparently. Enemy. Enemy. Oh, it's probably actually in here. Let's close that. Advanced. There's actually no enemies in here. You know, fine. We're just going to do this. We're going to go back to you. We're going to go back to you. Level data. Maps content. For enemies. That one. That's the test actor, which we actually don't need. I should have actually removed blueprint, the BP. That stealth enemy. Base enemy, that's what I want. BP base enemy. And what I wanted to do is there should be a function here where if I click on him, I set his health. Not sure why typing in health component tick has anything to do with it. Tick interval, tick a group. The user interface. There was a way of setting his health, and I don't remember what it was. Enemy data asset. Yes, there's an enemy data asset which apparently has his health. Which is this one. Okay, that's where it is. Let's make the health 2000 for this guy, which should change the color to blue. And now we can test this laser. There we go. He's going to start, tick, 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 tick. Okay, so that works fine. Now, there's two things that I want to do. So first, for the enemy, not the enemy, for the laser tower, I actually wanted to tick once, 10 times a second. Because I want it to feel a little less... Because at the moment it feels quite chunky when it takes out the data. I'll worry about its amount later on. So odds are I have like a data asset. So laser data asset, which is where we set its attack speed. So attack speed 0.5. Let's try 0.1. And if it is correct, what we should see is just like a huge increase in attack speed. So we should just see this go down really, really quickly. Still doesn't seem correct to me. Let's add a debug log. Request enemy. No, we don't need to use laser. Where are we applying damage? Damage is done here. So apply any damage is here. Instigator is here. So we'll go UE log. Log temp warning text damage, and damage is a float, so we want F, not D, and then we can see how many times a second this is attacking. Cool, so let's rebuild that. We will go to the output log. It will freeze a second. Okay, so let's filter by only errors. Well, actually, only warnings. Come on, Unreal. Any day now, Unreal Engine. There we go. We take out errors as well. You want to maybe clear the terminal? Can we clear? How do we clear terminal? Fab, clear cache, display clear. What does that do? Absolutely nothing. Console. Log dot. It's just log dot category. Wait, log dot. Flush interval, flush timestamp. Okay, fine. Nothing. Press play. Why are you upset? Oh, because I hot reloaded you. I think you can clear output log with right click. Oh, really? That's good to know. I'll give that a try. Thank you. I kind of expected it to be a bit more obvious the way you could clear it, but apparently Unreal decided nope. They've got like a command to do just about everything except for, you know, clear the console. I actually expected it to just be clear and that it would just work, but I've got to restart the engine anyway, so it'll be clear, but I'll try your right-click trick. How are you doing today? Is it loaded? There we go. So if I go here and we go output. Oh, clear log. You are correct. Thank you for that. Let's press play. Let's filter by... Good. I've been trying to learn C++ with Visual Studio for Unreal, and it's been killing me. Not even sure exactly what I need to learn to get it working properly. So... What are you trying to learn in Unreal Engine? Maybe that's sort of the start. And I'd actually recommend, if possible, using Rider over Visual Studio. It's got a lot more integration built in that makes it sort of easier. So for example, my favorite one is if we go to where was it? Let's go to the laser tower, right? So this is my laser tower in my game, and I'm going to change to a different menu so you don't see all that. You'll see that it's got, so you've got like a U property for something, and this is a U scene component, right? And we've got all these things, and you can see where they're set. And what I like about that is when I now click on this, this will tell me, okay, that's where it's being set. And if I click on that again, it takes me to the specific blueprint that's using it, which is this one, the laser tower. And that is the, what's it, laser position, which is the scene component, which is this one here. So it integrates by reading all of this data and populating it here, which I find makes it a lot easier. I also find that it generally works better with Unreal Engine because it's a bit more tailored to work with it, because it'll read that your project is Unreal Engine and be able to work that way. There's also nice little like tips, like I don't know if you can do it in Visual Studio, but for example, if you go Alt F7, that brings up this little window here, which then tells you where it's used. So it's used in this file here. It's used 3 places. That looks pretty cool. I'll check it out, Ryder. Yeah, it is really cool. And then there's a little symbol here. I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but the red basically means that's where this is set, and the green, that means where it's red. So you can get a very quick indication of where you're setting variables and where you're getting variables, especially if you've got a file that's got like 100 of them. And then as you click through them, it tells you on the other side. Not necessary to learn C++ in Unreal Engine, but I do find it helps, and if you can get any advantage, why not take it? And there is a free version of it that you can use. They give the stretch neuron, the hydrate, and the posture check. There we go. So, what was I trying to check? I was trying to check... not that. Where's Unreal Engine gone there? So there's my log. And we're going to click Start Wave. We're going to place a laser tower down. And we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's just pause. I wonder if that was 10 times a second. I guess what we do is we go to, this is how we debug this. We go to the tower actor, we go to attack, and then attack time, we can actually just do that. So then if we press play, we add a laser tower there, it should trigger that. The attack time is 0. Right, wrong function. We don't want that one. That's how long we've been attacking for, which is fine. Update laser effect, no. We have a function here, attack. So this is derived from the, so this is an override. The part that is killing me, I'm worried I'm going to happen with any ID. Build errors from, what is that? VULNS in Nugget package. Update those and then the build errors from package reference. So are you not even able to get to the point of opening Unreal Engine yet? Like with Rider? Or, I mean, well, Visual Studio? So have you run generate project, what is it called? The generate project files or whatever it's called. Open in Explorer, tower defense, tower defense. So if you right click your U project, and then you hold shift and click, you should get generate Visual Studio project files. Have you done all of that? Also, sometimes what I find helps with a lot of these bugs and errors is if you ask like Gemini or Claude, can be quite helpful at helping you get those solved. This is called can attack if 10. No, we want attack. It's a tower. Actor, it's CPP. Attack. Enemy is this F. Yeah. Is start attack timer. This is what I want. I want to know what the attack speed is here. But do this. There, what is the attack speed? 0.5. It's not being set. So, tower info, what is the default value here? Attack speed is 0. So now what we can do is, this is the tower info, so we're going to use Rider to figure out where is this being set. So that's attack targets, DPS timer, so then, that's the game. The tower actor, attack range, attack range. It's the build from Visual Studio. I think I need to start trying to learn an IDE with a base project without 80,000 files. Yes, that could also be quite helpful. The thing is, the errors that you're mentioning aren't really stuff that I see often with Unreal Engine. So they're not the Nugget packages aren't stuff that I often see. Like, what did you follow Epic's documentation for Unreal Engine? Like how to get working? So for example, okay, so two things. Are you downloading the source Git from GitHub, or are you using Unreal Engine from the Epic Games launcher? Here's the thing that I need you to see. Unreal Engine C++, Visual Studio install. Epic Games launcher, and trying to click my way to victory and add a C++ class there. So what you'll need to do, because you're using Visual Studio, is you'll probably need to add the C++. You might need to add the C++ class actually from Unreal Engine. If you're using Rider, Rider takes care of the work, because what's happening with that is there's another file that the references need to be added to. So I believe, if I remember correctly, you see, so I use Rider. So when I go add new, I have this, which is a specific C++ class, because there's another file in here that gets referenced. Also, did you do this? Let me just send this to YouTube. So this, when you install it, you'll see that there's a bunch of additional stuff you need to install, and more specifically, it's this over here, which is the .NET multi-framework. You also need this desktop development with C++ and the .NET development. And then when you create a new C++ project, you do it through the Epic Games launcher. So you create a project, you choose. So I'll show you quickly. Library, launch. Have you done C++ programming before? There you go. So here's where you create a new project. So when you create a new one, what you need to do is click this when you create your new project. You've done some basic stuff, made a program to cheat at Wordle. Fair enough. So here you go. New project, Gamion. Hello, Gamion, how are you? Yeah, when you set up a new project, make sure you click C++ if you want to do it. And then when you create it from here, it should launch perfectly fine. But I definitely recommend using Rider, because some of the problems you're going to experience get kind of solved by Rider without you having to take care of it. Where is this? We can then resume. And then inside of Unreal Engine, when you add a new class, apparently you freeze Unreal Engine, but you get this really cool dramatic effect on the thing. I don't know why it's so laggy today. It's not even like it's a big project. That would be a sick pause screen, it would be. If only I could replicate it. Okay, there we go. So when you add, you would go content. This is why I do it through Visual Studio, is you then have to create a new C++ class like that. But if you do it through Rider, it does it for you. And then when you do that, you've actually got to go and rebuild the project as well. Blame Windows. I do blame Windows. Honestly, considering like Windows is way too bloated at this point. Like the amount of bloatware that's on Windows. So now we know that the data asset never actually... So P tower... So laser tower, this one has no code in it, but now where does it read this? So the tower info class should be being read here. So tower info. So we're doing it here now. Yeah, so where are you used? So it's set, it's just never used. So what I'm going to do for now, let's just open the laser tower, go into this. When we construct the laser tower, we go tower info dot attack dot attack. Not that one. Tower. Where is attack speed? Is tower information dot attack speed is going to be set to 0.1. Let's restart the editor. Let's add a note. Tower config doesn't currently work. Tower config doesn't work. Setting the data asset doesn't reflect in the code. And then tower upgrade component doesn't have data. It's not a data asset, is it? It might be. It doesn't have data. When in doubt, blame Windows. So I've completed 4, and I've added like 4. So I've done nothing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to commit those ones from earlier. So that is the laser tower. We don't want to change that. Tower interface. We don't change that. Base enemy. We're not changing that. We're keeping that. That's fine. That's not being in here. And that's there. So bug fixes, commit, push. Mask. So now what we should see is like the fastest of attack speeds ever. So start. I almost accidentally pressed that one. Let's sell that. Let's put a laser tower down. Now it should attack super fast. That's much better. Now if we open the log and we turn off messages and we click dock, apparently dock is not linked, so we have to turn that all off again. And then we do that, and we put a laser tower down. We should see this like spam like mad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 75. I don't know, I still feel like the attack speed is wrong. That we don't care. We don't care. We're fine. If you want to be a pain, we'll put you there. We'll sell you. We'll turn that back on. And we'll go laser tower. Continue. We'll put you there. What is your attack speed? 0.5. Why is it still 0.5? Let's find this. Start attack. On enemy enter range is that. Ah, interesting. Base attack speed, base crit speed, current crit, current attack speed is 1. I'm gonna have to do a complete overhaul of this. Not modeling, but coding. No, we are coding. We are coding. I actually haven't done modeling in a while. I must say I do miss it. How are you doing today, Bruce? I am busy dealing with bugs. I have lots of bugs to squish. Sorry for not checking in for a while then. No, it's fine. I'll go back to modeling just to prove you wrong. How about that? Or prove you right, should I say. Doing good. Made some veggie curry. Oh, that's exciting. Is that your dinner for today? Or are you having that for lunch? So I actually need to completely overhaul how... You know what, that's fine. We can rip that whole system out. I'm thinking of getting pad Thai later. Ooh, that does sound good. We're making, I think, chicken tikka masala this week. I'm so excited. It's probably my dinner for today and the next 3 days because I refuse to buy 100 grams of carrots when 1 kg costs 5% less. Savings. I mean, I get that. Well, to be fair, then you don't have to cook for a while, so you could just like freeze it and have it then. Tikka masala is good. Yeah. I'm excited. Relatable, Bruce. We've started buying, I think, carrots individually now, because when we buy the massive packets, we don't use all of them, and then they go to waste. So if a recipe says 2 medium carrots, we'll literally go and buy 2 medium carrots now. Okay, so update effect. Can attack target. I don't like this. So where's the base class? Tower actor is a detection zone, right? Detection zone, U component. So on enemy leave range, can we? How is that implemented? Can I override that? On enemy leave range. It's a U function. I think of a nice way of handling that one. Why do you not stay on anymore, my dude? That would be better. Not my kind of grocery shopping behavior. I don't mind eating the same thing for a bunch of days in a row, so this is fine. I mean, fair enough. I can do it for like 2 days and then I get very over it very fast, where then I don't want it for like a month. But that also depends on what it is. Like, we've got our sort of staples that we sort of have every week. So much so that I keep double of it in case we don't want one of the others. So one of them is actually one of them, funny enough, actually is a type of curry that we make. And because it's super quick to make as well, it's like, you know, put it on, let it sit for a bit and you're done. We will have it as like the staple in case we don't want to have anything else and we just want to put something on and leave it. Dude. My diet is extremely bland overall. Because I just don't like cooking. I mean, fair. My biggest issue with cooking is it like can take a lot of time. And sometimes when you think that, if you look at your evening, right? So you've got so we usually go to bed at 11. So from 6 o'clock is usually when we will start dinner. So you've got from 6 till 11 is your evening. Now you've got to take at least an hour most of the time to cook. It's like, that means that leaves you with 4 hours in the evening. Which I don't know, I feel like I need more time in the evening, not less. All right, I want on enemy leave range. We've got this, but what I actually want to do is I want to see getting creative with sauces and condiments helps me with fridge leftovers. Fair, very fair. I'm really bad at eating leftovers. Usually, my wife lands being them. It's mostly because I don't like... I was going to say I don't like cold food. It's not even about the cold food. There's just like when you've had... For me, the meals that we eat that are warm, I don't like eating cold. So I'll have to go and heat them up. And there's like a lot of effort. Just did myself a sausage, cheese, onion baguette. So that does sound good. See, the issue is I don't have sausage, cheese. I have onions. I always have onions. Or a baguette. Oh, now I want a steak and cheese and onion baguette. Oh, I could go with that right now. That is that. We do that. What is going to be a good way of doing this? Actor's name, remove enemy from list, fine. Enemies in range. What is this? Enemies in range, remove single swap. Removes the first occurrence of the specified item in the array. This version is much more efficient as ON instead of ON because it doesn't preserve the order. Ah, okay, I know what it does. So this will delete an index and then swap the last index probably into that position. So you don't have to shuffle the array every time. I didn't know it was doing that. I had a whole rant about something similar like this in my object pooling a few weeks ago, and it turns out I've already used this before. Whoops. On enemy leave range, dot. So I can call that. We are going to do this. F10. TD game instance. No. Where are you? Oh. Nope. TD subsystem. That's what we want. We want a single multi-delegate that. Okay, let's just add a delegate. Tower actor F10. Multi-F, dynamic multicast delegate. F on enemy leave range. Then we can have this as that F10 on leave. We do all of that. Broadcast on enemy leave range. Not broad. Not broadcast. Then in the laser tower, we will set up on enemy on. Wait, is this actually the right one? On leave range is what we want. On leave range. Is that valid? Dot add here. Wait, check if could disable effect. That will be like that. Save. There's someone hammering. It's driving me up the wall. There's like construction today. On enemy save. Nope. How do you bind to it again? It's not this one. This, it's used in 3 blueprints. Oh, there we go. So it's that, add dynamic. That's what I'm looking for. That. All the way to the top. That goes like that. That goes there. Add dynamic, and then it's not this, but this is a laser tower. And it's on leave. No, it's not on leave. It's update laser effect. Oh, it should update. 10. Check if should. And you're upset because it's not marked as a U function macro. Well, maybe I don't want it to be a U function macro. Did you ever think about that? U function. You're happy now. Great, fantastic. Hello. Can I just call you Great? Great, how are you doing? Okay, so we have added that. Now what we basically want to do is check if there's any enemies in range. So if enemies are in range, is equal to 0, then I would say we would just disable. Just disable. Set visibility and deactivate. Laser impact component set visibility false. And actually deactivate. Deactivate. Save. Why are you... Was that so buggy? That was pretty weird, right? You saw that. Okay, so that deactivates that, and then do we actually ever... Oh no, wait, that's the wrong one. That's correct. Then... set visibility dash set active. And we pass in true, because if you pass in true, it resets it. No, just call activate. Activate that one. There we go. Be reset. So with Niagara particle systems, if you use activate and pass in a value, I believe, does it actually default? The default is false. The default won't, it's actually smart. The default won't actually pass in. No, the default won't reset it, which is actually kind of annoying. So now what we can do is restart the engine and check if the laser works correctly. Bum, 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 bum. Cool, so that should now we can actually go and test that, which is kind of fantastic. So what we want to do is let's see if any situation arises where the laser keeps attacking when it shouldn't. So we'll put a laser here, we'll press start, and we've purposely given them like a ton of health so the laser will basically never be able to kill them while we test this. So now it should move to a new one, which it does. Which is good. It should swap, so it now attacks the last one, and stop, which it does. So let's add one here, one here. We'll add one here. It's an electric, we'll sell it. So attack. So laser, 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 laser. There's two. You can see the thickness, which is good. So thick, that goes thin, and then thick. Thick. Hello, Braxton. How are you? It looks like it worked fine. So let's press start again. Open up the hacks. Let's add a whole bunch of money. I'm well, thank you. I am pretty well. I got my game onto Steam. Well, when I say onto Steam, I've got the build. I've had the Steam page for a while, but I got the build actually downloadable on Steam. So I can now download it. I got that all working this week. That was a bit of a... That was a pain. But it's now working and I know what to do. And that then produced a small list of bugs that I realized that I might need to go through, which is this list. And that's with just how the game is right now. It's like before I've even like added more stuff, I'm like, oh, and some of them are quite like basic, and I'm like, what? How did I forget that? But yeah, on my stay, I'm good. I, for some reason, absolutely enjoy having huge amounts of work to do. That's not a huge list, Liz. It's actually, okay, it's not too bad. most of them are quite trivial. There are a few that I'm like, I kind of should have seen that coming. Oh, that's a good point. Is your Frankenstein piece finished? Did you finish it last night? It is. Ooh, I want to have a look at that. Where... let's disable that. I'm guessing you posted it on your Discord. Where is your Discord? There's your Discord. You have too many I have too many Discords. That's the reference scrapbook. Hooray! Let's open the browser. Dun, dun, dun. I actually need to follow you inside Atomic and Blue Sky if I didn't already. I don't post too much, so you're not missing out much. This looks so cool. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check and the stretch. Are you happy with how it came out, Braxton? I really like this. I remember when you were discussing the bolt thing. I really like how that came out. And I also like that they're just like sellotaped onto the wall and then like this one's falling off. That's pretty cool. And the silhouettes out here, I think, actually came out nicely. You happy with it? Good. It is pretty cool. Nicely done. Do I have... Quack. It's the Quack song. Temtic always knows when the Quack song is, yeah. Game on. Follow back. You put a lot of work into the posters. Yeah. What was it doing? Oh, laser tower. So laser tower there, one there. I want to see if any of them freak out. Laser tower there, one there, one there, one there, one there. I'm hoping I sort of inadvertently killed this bug. Is that actually enough to like prevent them from getting through? Let's check. We'll work out some Christmas ideas today and self-and wallpapers, I think. Nice! Yeah, I suppose it's time to... It's already time to start looking at the Christmas stuff. That...
This is the future.
Should have stopped. That one's fine. That one's going. That should stop now. Okay, you can switch. That's fine. That one there. This one is bugged. Why are you bugged? Can we see if you have a target? We still have to get through Thanksgiving. Slow your roll. That is very true. Here it's like, what do you call it? You get the Halloween stuff goes down and like the Christmas stuff's up. Bam. They've already started putting up all the Christmas decorations and lights in the different towns already. Like they're not on yet, but they're starting. So it's still bugged. Now I wonder, why is it bugged? I suppose because Okay, so I am gonna have to do a check. What's happening here is there's an enemy in range. Okay, so that's probably the issue. There is an enemy in range and we have a target. We should have reset the target.
This is the future.
Granted, there are houses where the lights stay up all year round, but they're only turned on in December. That's fair.
Evolution.
Yes, the laser tower still has the problem of...
This.
So when we disable the laser effect, let's set the target. So laser target equal null pointer.
Evolution.
Let's try that. Because I'm hoping that if it doesn't... Oh, it's alt target equal... Oh, we actually do that for the alt target. So alt target equal null pointer, new target equal null pointer. That way we don't have any targets. So it can't hit a situation where it's getting the laser. People do that here. It's a ton of trouble to hang them. Some people went through so much work just to hang all the like Halloween decorations. Like some guy had, or one of the houses had like a spider's web going from this top story to the bottom. They'd done just so much work. I once made an Xbox light overlay in Blender. I like to share it around during the holidays. Fair enough. I'm looking at a gaming laptop for Black Friday. It's stuck on Windows 10. It's getting slower. It's BDS frequently, blue screens of death frequently, guaranteed to be a blue screen of death in games. That's frustrating. Well, hopefully there's some good deals. Just make sure that gamer, you kind of figure out what you want before the Black Friday sale and get an idea of the pricing. Because often I find that when Black Friday comes around, the pricings have just increased, or they're the same and they just look like it's a big increase. What I started doing is there's a website. So for example, with Amazon, here in the UK, there might be a US version. There's a website called Camel. So you can search for the price of a item and see if, based off its historical price, is it actually a good deal or not. I love when people go all out like that for Halloween. That could be a cool idea. Yeah, I'm doing lots of research first. Looking at Alienware, my last two ROG laptops had blue screen of death problems, and that's a huge brand turnoff. Fair enough. Still Sikulos's idea. My favorite Xmas decor lore is there's a giant goat or something gets put up in Sweden, and they had a problem with people burning it down. Fair enough. They put cameras all over and live streaming it. Makes sense. I think there's a Christmas tradition in Norway that they send the UK a massive tree. And that gets put up in like Trafalgar Square or something. Oh, they're burning it down because it's a goat. Hey Sada, I just checked. Hello Ethan, how are you doing? What did you check? I'm not even sure if it's a goat. I don't remember what it is. Ah, fair enough. So now if we restart, let's see if this works. Oh, it is a goat. Sweden. Goat Christmas. Oh, literally one of the first things I saw was or what do you call it? It was burning before I saw anything else. Oh, Tom Scott even did a thing on it. After being burned down in a blizzard in 1980. Whoops. Swedish Xmas ghost. Lol, they've got a thing if it actually survived. So they've been doing this since 1966. I changed my profile picture to RoboWave. It's switching genres now. So now it's a multiplayer third-person shooter hero. Nice. That's pretty cool. So what you're saying is most of the time it doesn't collapse. So fire, fire, fire. Smashed to pieces in 1971. Okay, it collapsed. Stolen. The golem was stolen. The goat was stolen by a man who was then placed in his backyard. Was later sentenced to 2 years in prison. Fire collapsed. Hit by a car. Was smaller than the previous one. A student rammed the hind legs of the goat with the Volvo. That's so funny. Fire kicked to pieces. Okay. Fire broken. Fire survived. Fire destroys legs. Fire, 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 fire. Survived. Fire. Survived. Fire, fire, fire. Survived with damage. Survived with damage. But basically it's just fire. 2010, 19, 2021, fire. 2023, next to pieces by jackdaws. The bird got destroyed by birds. I don't know if they hate that goat or if it's just love the destruction. Probably love the destruction. So here's the live stream one that you mentioned. So we'll see if it survives this year. Okay, now I need to make sure that I go and watch the live stream of the goat. So actually the hero shooter was an OG idea. I decided to go back. I realized I finished all the characters. I only need to make music UI, add damage system. Nice. So you're actually quite close to being finished then. That's pretty good going. Okay, I need to check if the debug works. Hating goats should be illegal. Goats are so funny. Haven't you played Goat Simulator? Okay, so we know that... By the way, there's a game dev I know who's making a first and third person perspective shooter. Fat PPS for short. I also need to add multiplayer too. Multiplayer is going to be a lot of work. I do not envy you looking at multiplayer. So that one was one that seemed to... Let's see. Let's just add hacks, add some more arcanium. That's an electric, we don't need that. So... Laser, laser, laser. Okay, let's see. Do you do this again? So now, let's see. Do you continue? Do you stop? Okay, you've stopped. Do you randomly just switch? No. But can you... Here's the question is, can you have a target, right? So this guy should have a target. Will he then get a target again, or will he be dead? Okay. You are broken, aren't you? So that one's broken. I'm gonna have to expose the target and see what's happening. There are also 18 characters. That's a lot to do. You're talking about the goat. I learned about that from a little webcom where all the countries are little people. That's pretty cool. Maybe one year I'll be able to actually go see the goat before it's burnt down. Converting with single player to multiplayer is a nightmare. You need to design with multiplayer from the start, and even then it's still not easy. Yeah, very much so. Usually, your biggest problems are usually replication as far as I know. But there are like systems that just don't work in multiplayer. Always playing Pi in client mode helps a ton to stomp out multiplayer bugs though. The fact that you can do that also makes a big difference. I need to figure out why... So what is the situation? You see, this is why this is a pain to debug. Is what is the situation when it keeps it active? Because if there's nothing in range, it should be deactivated. Laser target, laser target. What are these? These are U property blueprint. So I want to make it blueprint visible. Fine, blueprint rewrite. You happy? Actually, we'll do it for both of them. Is there code that actually updates the set world location, target location? When does this happen? Update laser effect. If can attack target, it updates the laser effect. Interestingly, I've just realized an issue with this. That and that shouldn't be running every time. So this is running on tick. Is active. If is active, insert. So it's basically if it's not active, then we do it X V save. Will be added through free updates, and of course it's free with no microtransactions. The game uses peer-to-peer matchmaking. My latest struggle with multiplayer is the knockback. Even if you apply an impulse on the instance, the server still wants to correct the player's location. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's those kinds of things that you think about in multiplayer that just make it very difficult. The sub counter says -1 of 30 to me. What's up with that? I have no idea. I saw that earlier this week. I don't even understand like what happened. Because surely if, let's say, you have one sub and somehow it gets refunded, right? That will go to 0. Probably a bug on Twitch's, yeah? But Twitch has been super buggy for me this week. I'm not sure if anyone else has had the issue, but for example, like, if I press, like, this notification thing, oh, now it works. No, this one just doesn't work for me at the moment. I don't know why. It's just like, but why? Like, just doesn't work. Hasn't worked all week. I'll get notifications, it just won't work. So it's like, okay. Twitch, are you okay? But I don't know what it is with Twitch this week, but it's been super, like, buggy. Hence why I have -1 subs. Like, what's up with that? Does Twitch charge me? Like, you know? Like, Twitch, you okay, bud? You okay? You want to talk about it? Okay, so that fixes that. Fine, that does that. So beam width, that does that. That sets all of that, but there's still a This is essentially the issue, is this function. So how am I going to check this? I think what we do is we place a tower, see if it bugs out. And I'm going to have to do this the hard way. And then when it does bug out, we're going to... It must be that there's still a target. So let's see, can I add a conditional breakpoint here? Add conditional breakpoint. Enemies, so let's add a conditional breakpoint here. Let's see if this is going to work, because the last time I tried to do one of these weird ones, Ryder was not happy with me. So we'll restart the engine because you've made changes. We're going to add a conditional breakpoint where that is true and there is a laser target. And laser target is not equal to null pointer. So enemies in range is numbers equal to 0 and the laser target is not a null pointer. Okay. Because in theory, that's the situation when this is happening. Holy is making peer-to-peer matchmaking hard. It depends on how you're doing it. Are you doing it through Steam? Like Gameon, I think Gameon, you do it through Steam, don't you? Like if you're doing it through Steam, I feel like it takes a lot of the work out for you. Okay, so let's press play. Let's add some money. Now we know that it bugs. Okay, wait. I don't really want you to freak out yet. Right, so one there. Laser tile, one there. One there. Dev tries, hello. Those are very cute. Let's add one here. So that's 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start. Hopefully one of these breaks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the ones that are not broken. So let's add this back on. Does that freak out? See, that says it's empty. And it says that the laser target is null. Yeah, that's... Remember how it says not a null pointer? Null. Okay, continue. Okay, we're just going to disable you because you're not helpful. We're going to see if the bug returns now. So does that one stop? That one stops. This one. Because these two are the ones that we've seen it the most in so far. So you do damage, you do damage. Now do you stop? You stop. Do you do damage? Yes. Interestingly. Okay, there's another bug I've just seen. Oh, sell, pause, and I want to go remove that, and I want to go in here, disable that. On the multiplayer, finally, after 9 hours of trying to work, I'm going to get some guy from my Discord. Can't you test it locally though? Press play. Okay, here, can attack target. Enter that. So, what do we have here? So, step over that. Enemies in range is apparently 1. That's not true. Raid! Mydrong! Raid with 11 viewers. Hello, how are you doing today? You're raiding very early today. Usually you only start sort of streaming around now. You heading off somewhere? Josh, hello! Let's give you a shout out. Welcome, Raiders. Indeed. Josh! Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm trying to fix a bug. My dog had a poo-poo really bad this morning and whined for like an hour at 5 a.m. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm trying to fix a bug, and it's almost one of those fun ones where, why is this tower still attacking when that thing is out of range? And it seems that the reason is because according to this tower, there is still an enemy in range. Which actually is somewhat helpful, because now it's not random bug that makes no sense. Bug makes sense. Enemies aren't being removed correctly. So why are the enemies not being removed? That's the question. So do we have a laser target? We still have a laser target, and it's target 2. And enemies in range is enemy 11. You know what it might be? I wonder if the bug is that if the enemy dies, if an enemy dies within range, it never gets... Yes, if an enemy dies, it never gets removed from the array of... whatchamacallit, basically... Okay, that actually makes sense. But... is there a variable on here? Oh, it's just an actor. It means I have to cast to it. Wait, but there's the U object. Okay, so basically what happens is if an enemy dies within the range of a laser tower, the array for checking if it's in range never gets updated, which is why this is saying that there's something in range. And because we're using is in range as the guard variable for should we be attacking, that kind of makes sense. So are you going to do an event dispatcher which would trigger an enemy death so that it gets removed from the array? Maybe. The issue with doing with that is it has to notify all towers. You could just move them on death. What do you mean move them? Remove them from the array. So what I'm probably going to do is sort of similar. Basically, instead of having to update all towers, what the towers can do is just check, is that enemy dead? Because if the enemy is dead, the problem is that I have to cast unless the enemy type is not of actors. It's base enemies, so transport them to 0-0. ECS would fix that. No, we're not doing ECS. Technically, yes. Transport to 0-0. Actually, they get transported to a location near 0-0 because their object pulled. So once they die, they get reset. So what needs to happen is actually they need to be removed from the array. Oh yeah, I can test it locally. Yeah. I'm gonna do to you what Dr. Elliot does to me. The little devil on your shoulder. Fair enough. ECS is a mystery to me, by the way. He influenced me to rewrite the UE state tree. That just sounds horrible. How's it been going? Has it been going well? I get the concept. All implementations I've seen seem like dark magic. I can read the code, no idea why it works. Fair enough. I've been meaning to look into it, and I keep saying I'm going to look into it, and then I just never do. But from what I can tell is that I could use it in my game, but it would just be overly complicated. for what I'm trying to do. I reworked it into a CCP template meta-programming state tree with 0 heap allocation, so it's very fast. That's pretty impressive. That sounds almost like a plugin that you could sell. Super bare bones though, in one file. That's pretty good going though. Like, really impressive. Nicely done. All the logic is now ECS processors. Ah, okay. That sounds pretty good. And here's me dealing with an array that should have been emptied and it didn't. Da, 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 da. How's development going? It's going pretty well. We officially have a build of it on Steam, but that led me to find a whole bunch of bugs, which is good. So now I have this bug list that I'm making my way through. So development is good. It's very good. Getting it onto Steam was a process. It was a process. There were some nuances that I ran into that I was like, why? Why is this a problem? Helm Victor, thank you very much for the follow. Like, for example, I could upload the build to Steam, set that as live, and that was fine. But there was a separate section where I had to define the exe to use. You know what? Makes sense. Click save, never updates. You had to go through the process of publishing in order for that to become live. And what was annoying about that was, in my mind, publishing meant making the game live. No, it was just making like those settings live. And I was like, okay. Now that I know that, it's like, okay, fine, that makes sense. But at the time, I'm like, what? Why is nothing having an effect? But yeah, that is now fixed. It now works. And I can play from the... what do you call that thing? I can play from the launcher, not the launcher, the Steam client. And I will... What I'm going to do is... either today or tomorrow after stream, I'll redo it. I'll make a new build and then I'll copy that onto Steam and then I can see if all the fixes I've made get applied correctly and how big the update is. Because probably more than half of the time I spent this week was trying to get Unreal Engine to build for how Steam wants it, which involved changing one line of source code, downloading the entire source build, building the entire source build for one line, because Epic doesn't currently have a way of passing that variable in from the command line. It works now. Because when I set up the build server, I had the intention of not having, basically not having the full source build, so I'd provisioned the hard drive with like 200 gigs, and then I had to re-provision the hard drive twice because the size of the build kept growing. It's like Unreal Source was like 400 gigs at the end. I was like, why? Oh, the build is very big. Yeah, it's very, very big. It's stupidly big. And all of this because I wanted to change one line of code just so I could get the builds to be basically blocked into 1 megabyte segments. That's it. That was it. That was the whole thing. I think I actually changed it on my local one. Automation, this one. This line. That's the whole thing that I had to change. I had to change this to something else. And it's because there is no ways for the Windows SDK to get that value in. That's the only way you can get it in. There's 2 of them. But anyway, that is working. And I'm never touching any settings on that build server ever again. I actually just realized that if I change engine versions... Actually, changing engine versions is... No, changing engine versions, I have to rebuild everything. Good idea. Yeah, I basically need to not change versions for a while. Actually, what I was thinking of doing, funny enough, was since it's that build automation file, is finding out which of the DLLs I need and then just copying that. But then I suppose if I change Unreal Engine versions and something in that changes, then I'll run into other issues. So I actually have to rebuild it every single time I change engine version. How many times can you say engine version fast? That disables the effect. So what I'm actually going to need to do is, when an enemy dies, we're going to actually probably have to have a delegate that notifies all the towers that an enemy has died. So if it is tracking it, it removes it from its array. With or without the accent, it would slow me down a little. You can do it without the accent, it's fine. Okay, so let's have a look. So now... So this actually wasn't the issue this whole time. Phew. I'm not Millsy. Millsy? Hello, how are you doing? I was hearing gunshots and I thought that was a redeem that I had on my stream that I didn't know about. Let's see. So, how are we going to do this? Do I really want to do it that way? How's it going? How's the development grind been today? It's been good. I'm fixing bugs. There's lots of bugs to fix. I have a long list of bugs. But we've been making good progress. I've realized there's some issues with how this class is built, but that's fine. That's a discussion to have with myself later on. What I have discovered is there's a bug, and I've now discovered why the bug happens, which is actually kind of fantastic. I'm just about today's try hack me lesson for today. Then onto UE dev grind. Nice. What are you making in UE? Disable the laser effect. That's fine. Survival. Ooh, that is a lot of work. Is it solo or are you going for multiplayer as well? Single player. Solo, but I know the grind and it's a lifelong project. Fair enough. Yeah, I've been working on this for now 18 months, I think it is. And it feels like it's never ending. To be fair, I keep adding more stuff. So it's my own fault. Hydrate! Thank you for the hydrate. Posture check and stretch. Thank you to Nebro for the trio. Why is the sun going down? It's only 3:30. Is the sun? I think it is. I hate this time of the year. Okay, so let's go to the enemy base class. Set is dead. So no. Do I have a function on you that says set is dead? I do. I think what we're going to do is change this to that. That is going to be that. We'll do this. And then go if he is dead is true. Notify. See, what I could do is when we die, we notify all the towers that attacked us that... But what if a tower is trying to attack us and we die? So I think it's just better that we tell all the towers remove this enemy. Yeah, let's just do that. TD game mode subsystem Declare delegates. So it's going to be 1 per round. Then it's just going to be this 1 delegate on enemy death. And this is going to be F enemy ENEMY base enemy base. And that's going to be F. It's going to be that. Then we can go and find that. And we can duplicate that, put that down, go like that. Not copy that, put that there. There we go. So we can then go to game mode subsystem. Why are you unhappy? 1 per round. Not resolved type. Pause F enemy base. Are you happy now? So you don't know what you are. Oh, you're not an F, you're an A. You get that. That. Why are you unhappy with me today? Type is incomplete. Fine. We will then include you. Go. And you're upset because identify is not available. Bossy due to compiler thing. Got an idea for a small game horror. May asset flip a prototype. Oh, that's exciting. Are you going to work on that before? Are you going to put your survival thing on hold and then work on that? Do you just not work? Can you give me an error as to why? Oh, do you just want that? Fair, okay, I get what you mean. So then what we're going to do is in the enemy base, this one. TD. Actually, I can't remember how we get this one. We have to cast to use. So where do we use this? If that. Game mode TD, game mode subsystem. X B. Game mode subsystem. CF10 private. It's just a pointer. New property. Go back there. Do that there. That goes like that. Do that. Is dead. So if dead. On enemy death. Enemy death. Enemy death. Dot broadcast. This. So then in the tower actor, we will do the same thing like that, all the way to the bottom. And we'll go, and when we create you, we will go and add the same thing. So we'll go here, all the way to the top. That. Subsystem. On. Then we can go like this. If X B add on enemy death that add dynamic. That's not that one, is it? It's not dot, it's dot dynamic. This, then and a tower actor on enemy death. That would work like that, and then that should just work. We'll make it a private function, so duplicate that, move it down. On enemy death, so this is going to be a void, it's not going to return anything, it's going to be that, and it's going to take a enemy base as a enemy base. Call that insert and then where's the list? So range enemies. Enemies in range. Dot remove single swap. So removes the first occurrence of the specified enemy. Let's see if that works. And does this return true? No, it just turns the style. So let's do this. Auto count before is equal to that. Dot num. And then we'll do the same after, so we can just confirm count after and see if this actually works. And I will be right back. Apparently nothing works. Fantastic. Hyperon's live. Hello. Thank you for the raid. How are you doing today? Let's give you a shout out.
Maybe I'm an alien. Must be something heaven.
So nothing worked because I mean, there's an issue there. Ugh, what happened here? Is dead. Hey, thank you for the shout. You're very welcome. How's your stuff going? I mean, every time I look at your game, it looks fantastic. Are you making good progress? Why are you unhappy? Oh, right. Had a forwarded declaration. Then enter. What is this? TD game mode subsystem. Include TD game mode subsystem. What do you mean? It's actually used right there. Welcome, Raiders. Soon I'm back to making some level design, preparing for PCG stuff for it. Nice, exciting. That and still switching to high poly from low poly. Fair enough. That sounds like a lot of work to do. So you need to also in here forward. Wait, didn't we forward declare you? We did. And then we go include. That's not how you spell it. Include TD game subsystem. Why do you complain that it's not there? Wait, hides member declaration? On enemy added broadcast. Whoops, did I already add this? Okay, cool. So then an enemy base. Handle unit death. Wait a minute. So what do we do here? On enemy removed. Unit death. Wait, is this actually ever called though? Use health. Hey dude, it's been a while. I've been lurking for a bit and the progress is looking pretty nice. Thank you! I appreciate it. How have you been? Have you been well? On enemy killed, we broadcast. And on enemy... That's one. But what I want to do is I want this one. Thank you, Tanith. I can't see my keyboard now. Thank you. I appreciate that. On enemy removed. Broadcast on enemy death. This. Is that what we do? This is the enemy base class. Why are you upset? Is not callable. It's been alright. Started a new project recently for practicing. That's going quite well so far. Nice! That's exciting. So then, set is dead. Probably, first of all, you should be on a new line. This doesn't seem... Who's actually using this? Oh, Unreal's not actually run, that's why. Oh, this is not going to run because of this. So you say the practice is going quite well? Is this practice for a bigger project that you want to do, or just general practice in Unreal Engine? The cat wants her treats. On enemy removed broadcast. Why do we not... What I'm wondering is... Where is this used? 7. On enemy added. I wonder if what we should actually be doing is actually notifying, because we notify when it's done, which is fine, but we can also just ignore that, because I'd rather not have another one on enemy removed. It should actually be on enemy death, not removed. So I think what we're going to do is let's do this. This is going to break so many things. So on enemy removed, that's inside of this. So that's fine. So let's remove this. Then on enemy removed is going to be changed to, this is a multicast delegate. Both of these I want to change to be pass in a parameter, so a single parameter. Alt J V. Can we not do that? So both of these are going to be that. Both are now going to take an A actor, so we know that. Also, I feel like this is technically used wrong, which is why I want to change how this works. So this is going to on enemy spawn, on enemy death. F on enemy death. Yes, I know you already have that. That's fine. So this way, when we spawn an enemy, we know which one it is, and when we remove an enemy, we know which one it is, which is good. So then what we want to do, this now no longer exists. Let's save both of these, move to where this is broken, paste this here. Nope. F on enemy spawn, F on enemy death. And we'll take that, make that that. So that is used in one blueprint, so this should break, which is fine. On enemy death and on enemy spawn, like that. Okay, so those two are now broken, but we'll fix those. So delegate notifying an enemy has been can only be been spawned. Killed. Okay. So that makes a lot more sense to me. Then we can go into you. So for some reason we're doing, oh okay, that makes sense. So on enemy spawn, on enemy death. And those are both going to be broken. Are these both spawn? Spawn and death. Fantastic. And then you are unhappy because you're supposed to now take an F enemy base enemy base. Was it A enemy base star? And we'll just actually just call it enemy. It's fine. Then copy that. So we'll put that into the header of on enemy added on F on enemy added. This one, which is you. On enemy removed, which is on enemy spawned. That. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That's that. That's that. That F10. There's an error, so we go to the error. We go to that. We go to that. That's going to be the same header. Declaration. There we go. So that should now all work. So the TD game mode should be happy. Why is it unhappy? Multiple choices. Convert trading type. Eh? No, don't convert to trading type. Leave it exactly how it is. So let's forward declare that. Then in here, actually, it's funny because we forward declared it, but do we need it to know the type if we're not using the type in here? Because technically I need to include the type, but I'm not using it. Okay, so then game mode subsystem, we've got on enemy death, on enemy spawn. Now I need to go and update there's another class that does this. So game mode, enemy base class. So here, on unit death, we go on enemy death broadcast this, which is itself. So it notifies that itself has been thing. Resource manager, why? This should actually, I think to do this, considering that these are not static, but they're object pools, I'd be more inclined to put all of these together like this. Let's go like that. F10 at the bottom. We'll do that. We'll grab a U property. We'll delete you. And we'll just give you that and that. No, you need to go like that. We'll forward declare you and forward declare you, because then nothing needs to change. We'll go back to you and we will delete that. That will delete that. That will also delete. So those are all our connectors. F subsystem. Can we do the same for this? F subsystem. Get. What can we do? Can we go and do get game mode subsystem? Get world. Like that. We can, so we can just use the same pattern for all three. Oops. What? Where did my camera go? My camera just turned off. Okay, I mean, you know what? That's fine. Just go to sleep, camera. Hold on, we gotta find out where the camera go. Super weird. The camera just decided, nope, it's just turned off.
do this anymore. Now I'm lost without you. You drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see now tainted love is all
And OBS is like, what is happening?
wishes run so deep. Now when I try to sleep, I feel so bad. I should leave, and by the time it's done, I'll be gone.
Fun, fun, fun. Okay, I have no idea why that's freaking out and it's still processing, so I'll leave that to process. So on enemy death. Actually, this doesn't make sense. So this is technically, because what was this? This was on enemy added, which is a broadcast, which is technically correct. That's how that works on enemy added, but see, it's on enemy added is kind of how we want it to work, but it's not how. Is there an enemy state in here? So set state. Because what we want to do is when we set its state to, you know, alive, we basically. So is dead. So let's check where are we setting this. We set it in one place. So is dead is the thing. So on enemy death. We kind of almost need to have it where this connects in such a way that what do you call it? Does the empty enemy added need to occur when it's initializing into the pool instead of begin play? Exactly. So that's actually what I'm trying to figure out, because as far as what's currently happening is that is what's happening, which is not what we want. Because when it's created in the pool, we don't want that. What engine do you use? This is Unreal Engine 5 and C++. So that's exactly what I'm trying to stop now, is that when it's, because we've got a pool manager that runs, we don't want to add the, we don't want to basically broadcast that we've added it. So we want to onset death. So is dead, we want to do it. So I think what we do is we don't do this here, because that doesn't make sense. Because in begin play is just set up the widgets, right? Then when we construct this, we still don't add it. We can set the health. There should be something. I'm sure I have like a function that basically says that, hey, this like actor is now ready to do things. Set enemy manager, set enemy type, set is active. There we go. So we got set is active. So what we'll do is when we set it to active, we will mark it as being basically used. Because that's then is coming from the object pool that this is actually being utilized. So is active. Wait, what was this? Let's B is active. Okay, fine. B is active is equal to in value. Set is active is this one, which is that, like that. You need to, that's fine, it can be a single line. It looks like... Oh. I'm actually not sure if you can hear me now because the video broadcast is stopped. Let me see. I'm actually not sure if you can hear me now because the video... Oh, it's still working. Okay. The video broadcast is absolutely just died today. There we go. Get is active. We can't hear you. Okay, thank you. So let's go to that. So when, so if this is now true, what we'll do is, what's it, the game mode subsystem on enemy spawn, and then we'll give it this. Dot broadcast. There we go. In fact, I'm wondering if what we do is we actually do handle the death thing here as well. Else on enemy death broadcast. And then what we'll do is this can just return to how it was, and we handle everything through that because that's how the blueprint implementation is handling it. So then we can go back to set is dead and change this to inline in the value. Cool. Now does this build or is there an error? There should be a few errors. It looks like the enemy pool is being recreated on every tower. Would it be simpler just to have the towers scan through the pool and validate the distance? The enemy pool. So what happens is each tower has basically when an enemy comes within a certain range, each tower has a radius bubble. When each tower comes into that range, they're added to their own internal array. And now what we've set, well, what we're currently setting up is when an enemy dies, regardless of where it is, if it still holds a reference to that, it gets removed. Also with validating for the distance, like that can work with small amounts of enemies, but if you have 100 enemies and like 100 towers, if every single tower has to check every single distance per tick for enemies, it gets quite heavy. So by just having them check, has something come into range, it seems to be easier to handle. What is Epic Games currently doing? Because Unreal's just decided it can't launch. I see Epic Games Launcher is doing something. So I wonder if the two are related. Where is my Epic Games Launcher? There. Is it just downloading something? It's trying to. Oh, it's just downloading a 36 gig update to Fortnite. Let's not do that right now. Is Epic gone? It would only need to check when it tries to attack it, and if not, valid dump from the array. What do you mean by it only needs to check when it tries and attacks? Checks the entire array if it wants to attack. The way it's structured now. Because right now it just has its list of enemies that are in range and they get updated and it will update and destroy them when it needs. Oh, there's an error here. Game instance is null. Yes, I know it's null. Okay, finally Unreal Engine is launching. So what I want to do now is go and check in the enemy base. We do on enemies this. Does this currently get called, or do I actually need to do something else? Oh, right. You are upset because on enemy added, so you don't exist anymore. So TD game on enemy spawned. Bind event on enemy spawned. Right, so that's why I'm doing that one, and that just does on enemy spawned. Do event dispatcher create on spawn. On enemy death. Delete that. On enemy death. compile. That should now work. Enemy manager. Compile. You compile. Good. So what I want to do is find we build pool handle death. So we set is active to false. And then, yep, that handles that for us. So that should just work. And it should still work for the laser tower. Let's just try that. Let's just add a ton of these. Because at the moment, they've got a lot of health. Whoops. What did I want to check? I wanted to check laser tower. No, just enemy tower. So just tower actor. Resume. So this should get triggered. So enemies in range is empty. So that should be fine. That should be fine. This is enemy 11. Oh, this is going to run for every single tower. Fine. That looks like it works. B, L, B, resume. Oh, what's my cheat code? It's this one. Wave 2 starts, so the wave counter is still working, which is really good. Let's just add all the laser towers. Kind of funny. Because surely they should be able to attack from there. Oh, they are attacking. I just can't. I'm just blind. Next wave. Let's actually add a whole bunch of laser towers and see, are they breaking at all? Because they should no longer break now. Those are cannons. Those are lasers. We can sell that. Sell that. That's a laser. That's a laser. That's a laser. Laser, laser, laser. How much does the damage work? Oh, the damage does work. So the electric towers have done 50,000 damage with 21 kills. I forgot that this worked. I'm really glad it does. I mean, it makes sense that they're doing that much damage. Look how many they are. Scenario, thank you for the hydrate, the posture check, and the stretch. Actually, I'll be right back when we did that. I guess you'll just have to take my word that I'm stretching since my camera is now broken. I think it's actually an NVIDIA broadcast problem, funny enough. Because NVIDIA broadcast is hardcore just dead. I don't want to restart it because microphone's linked to it at the moment. Okay, so wave 5, fine. Let's see, do any of these break? They actually look to be doing their damage system better, funny enough. Like, I haven't seen any that are like completely out of range. Man, 100,000 damage. And this is counting up really nicely, actually. I remember when I implemented this and I broke delegates when I implemented it. Because there was too many calls. Because, I mean, how many towers do we have at the moment? That many towers. I mean, electric towers. Bom, bom, bom. Is it like 100 towers? Electric. Possibly? It looks like it. There's about 100. There's more than 100 towers. So that all works. Okay. I'm gonna mark the bug as resolved and then just keep an eye on it and see how it goes. But I think we're gonna raid out because the camera's not working and things seem to just be degrading. Who can we raid today? Let's see who is live.
Posted, honestly.
That is so loud. Let's raid Conrad. Yeah, we're gonna raid Conrad. /raid Conrad. There we go. We're raiding Conrad. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And we will be back tomorrow with some more bug fixing in Unreal Engine. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.